My name is Rick Lyons. I'm from Toronto originally. I'm now living in South Wales in the UK. I attended my first Chris Langan Weekend in 1994, and I started learning the pipes the following year in 1995. And around 1998, I think it was, I joined the organizing committee and helped out on all the Chris Langan Weekends up until the year 2000 when I moved away from Toronto to Ireland. And it's interesting looking back from the perspective of a beginning piper in the early to mid 1990s, because for someone in North America at that time wanting to take up the pipes, there were all kinds of barriers that people confronted. It was before the internet, so getting access to information on piping was really difficult. Getting access to recordings of pipers was difficult. There were a lot fewer people making pipes at the time than there are today. So as a beginner, getting your hands on a working practice set could be really challenging. And just in general, there were a lot fewer pipers around than there are today. It was before the whole river dance craze and the explosion of interest in piping that happened as a result of that. So, pipers tended to be scattered sort of far and wide around North America, and it was probably unlikely that most people would ever encounter a piper in the flesh. But if you were lucky enough to live in Toronto, it was a very different situation. And that's all down to the legacy and the influence and the impact of Chris Langan. Because of Chris, there was a small network community of pipers in and around Toronto who had all been taught by Chris. Many of them played instruments that Chris built himself. So it was totally common to go to a session in Toronto and to see a piper, or maybe even more than one piper. If you were interested in learning about the pipes or taking lessons, you had people like Debbie Quigley and Ray Caldwell who gave over hours and hours of their time to helping people, like myself, locate instruments, get the instruments going, loaning us recordings of the great pipers, teaching us how to play. And then, of course, the jewel in the crown of all of it was the Chris Langan Weekend, which was this magical event that happened in the depths of the Ontario winter in January, when pipers from around the US and Canada would descend on Toronto for a few days. And we'd have brilliant pipers from Ireland who would come over to perform and to teach. And there was really nothing else like it happening, certainly in Canada, and not really in North America at that time. It was a very unique event all through the 1990s. There wasn't really anything else like it. And the fact that we're here now, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Chris Langan Weekend just shows, the strength and the vitality of Chris's legacy as it lives on. And, not just through the Chris Langan Weekend itself, but also through the continued tradition of piping, which was so central to Chris. I mean, I never had the opportunity to know Chris. He passed on before I started piping. But still, I really feel that I'm part of that legacy because my teacher was Debbie Quigley. And the students that I have now in South Wales, through the South Wales Pipers Club, I always tell them with great pride that, I learned my piping in Toronto, and my teacher was Debbie Quigley, and her teacher was Chris Langan. And that what I bring to the music is influenced by that tradition of music and friendship going back through those generations. And that's something I really try to continue with my own students here. I'm going to play a tune from the Goodman Collection. It's a 6-part march entitled What a Beau Your Grannie Was. And I'm going to play it on this lovely old set of C-sharp pipes that were made by a London-based pipe maker named Malcolm Macgregor about the year 1810.